Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this video, inshallah, we will be reviewing the Kiswa piece which you can see before you. The design of this piece is in the style of the late Ottoman period, approximately between 18th and 19th century. This piece was given to us by someone locally for us to check over for its authenticity, and that's what we'll do, inshallah. So the first thing is, from looking at the front of the Kiswa, it looks very, very clean, which is not always a concern, because sometimes pieces are well kept and preserved, and so they might be quite clean and not very well used. But this actually looks really fresh, in the sense that the colours are very vibrant and it just looks, you know, very, very clean, very fresh, very new. The fabric it still has its strength, and so in that sense, that there is some concern there, but it might not be. It could just be the case that it's, like I said, well preserved. We'll have a look at the back. Okay, now if you have a look at our other videos, you'll be able to compare this to others. The backing of this looks very different. With the Ottoman period pieces, the backing is similar to this, but this looks quite different in how the colours are mixed. So that doesn't look quite right there. Okay. I can also tell you from looking at this corner here where the threads are a bit loose, that to me does not look like silk, having looked at many pieces before. Sometimes you do have to check and test pieces, and sometimes you don't, and that looks to me like polyester. Okay, just because of how thin and flaky the fibers are, that looks slightly different, the vertical thread, but the horizontal thread, it looks quite thin, like polyester. But we'll test it right now, inshallah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull a thread out from here, just like that. We'll take a couple of threads so you can see the reaction. Okay, so I'm just going to put them together like that. There we go. Okay, so as mentioned previously, with silk it should turn into powder. With polyester it will become a bit stretchy like plastic. Okay, if it's cotton, so polyester burns, it turns into a ball, and then it should turn into powder. It should form a ball and turn into powder. Polyester will become stretchy because it's a man-made plastic, and it will become stretchy, and it will become hard. Once it's cooled down, it becomes hard. Cotton will burn like paper, like ash. It turns into ash. Okay. Okay, so we can see there, it's burnt very quickly, and that's gone hard. Look, I can't pull it off. It's stuck. Okay, so that to me is polyester. Try again. Okay, I'm trying to show you the stretchiness of it, but I've got too little in my hand to show you that I've just not got enough for it to stretch. Okay, so there we go. Can you see that? I've just managed to stretch it a little bit. Okay, let's try a little bit more, or maybe from the other side we'll try. So I'm just going to, you can actually see where I'm taking it from. Just going to pull a little bit out from here. Just like that, just a small amount. Okay, so these are the threads that I've pulled out. You can see the black threads are from there. What I'm going to do is, see, now this looks a bit more fine. Can you see it looks a bit more fine? So it may be a different fabric all together, but we'll have to see, inshallah. So just going to try and accumulate the threads together there, so we've got a little bit to see what it's like. Okay, and let's go for it. So what I might do is with this, so I might just fold it up like that. It's a bit difficult to, quite thin fibres they are. And then what I'm going to do is, I don't have a plier to hold it, or a tweezer. I'm going to put it in a bit of, just to use a scissor. Right, let's have a go, bismillah. Okay. Right, just by doing that, can you see it's stuck on the table? That's gone hard. Okay, and I've just flicked it away. But I can tell you that is polyester. Why? Because if you look and zoom in, can you see how it's shiny, like plastic? When plastic melts, it becomes shiny. Okay. And so what this is polyester. I'll just show you again. Just take a few more threads out from there and we'll test this again. Okay. Right, let's have a go. Right, if you look at that, see that? I've managed to stretch the burnt section. It's gone hard. Okay, this is polyester. If I was to squash it, it should turn into powder, but it's not. Look. Okay, that's not powder. That's just stuck on the table now. Can you see that? That's actually stuck to the wood. So this is actually polyester. And whilst you're watching this, I'll show you a very small piece of silk, which I just need to get out. So bear with me for a moment. So this here is a piece of silk. Slightly number of pieces that have made up this one thick thread. Let me show you how silk burns. Okay, so this is an original silk piece, and I'll show you how this burns. Okay, bismillah. Look, I'm burning it, and it's just, I can smell it. It smells like hair. I'm burning it. It stops burning. Okay, I'm burning it. Stops burning. Burn it a bit more. There we go. Okay, now it's not catching fire. It's not catching fire. You understand? Now, if I was to drop that, and this is how silk. This is the reaction of silk. If I press that, look at that. That's powder. That pot's not burnt, obviously, but you know, if I show you. Like that. Okay, it's not fully burnt. However, I'm sure you get the picture that this piece over here, see, it won't catch fire. If it's polyester, it will catch fire for sure. There we go. Eventually turned into powder. Okay, by pressing it. So to conclude, this piece that you see here, was around £100. You can see from the weaving, if you zoom in, it looks very vibrant in its colour, very strong, whereby, you know, if you have fabric and you put it in the washing machine and you wash it a few times, the colour, it looks a bit worn. This looks a bit too fresh, a bit too fresh. The design is of the Ottoman period. I can't fault the design. The weaving looks slightly different, you know, with the small dots. Can you see in the silver? You've got all the little small dots. So the weaving style's not quite right. The back looks quite different to how it should, and the reason why the back looks different compared to an original piece is because it's the fabric of polyester. It's not going to give the same sort of finish compared to the silk finish. Okay, so this is basically a piece which, in my opinion, is a recently made piece, and it has been produced to imitate the original Ottoman period piece. And that's not a problem. If people want to make pieces as reproductions, as copies, it's not a problem. The thing is, you've got to sell it as a copy. Unfortunately, this piece was sold as an original on eBay. You can type in Kiswa Kaaba Ottoman period or Kiswa Kaaba silk or something like that. You'll see this piece online. The person who sold this, I've been told, is a new seller on eBay, and I've seen this before myself on eBay. I've never bought it myself, but you know, the individual local to us said, look, this person's selling Kiswa which looks very similar to yours. Would you mind testing it out? So we said, okay, if you purchase it, the good thing with eBay is you can buy things online. If you pay by PayPal and the item turns out to be fake, you can send it back. You can get your money back. And that's the same for us. If you buy an item from us and you test it out and it's not original, then you can send it back. Okay. And if you're buying from anyone online, do pay by PayPal, whether it's Etsy or eBay. You must check the item out. I know a lot of people are not keen on doing a flame test, but it's just one small thread which you need to test out. Okay. And like I said, this is the least expensive. Unfortunately, it is an intrusive method. However, if you are able to, then you can send it to a lab, okay, or you can do a test, a lab test where they can put it under a microscope and look closely at the threads. Unfortunately, we don't have that equipment here. However, there are companies in the UK, internationally, where you can send the pieces to and they can test the fabric. Okay, and majority of the replica pieces, they are made from polyester, because polyester looks like silk. The reason why people do not use cotton is because cotton and silk are very different in texture. People use polyester, and polyester is known to be they often refer to polyester as man-made silk. So that's why they use it. It's cheap, it's inexpensive, it looks like silk, it feels a luxury, but it's a man-made fabric. And to make a kiswa from pure silk is very expensive, which is why the Saudis use it. It's not flammable, which is why the Saudis and the Ottoman period, the Ottoman rulers, the sultans, used it, because it's not a flammable fabric. Polyester is flammable. So do check what you are buying, and you are welcome to send us your items, inshallah. We'll be more than happy to review. This is just our personal perspective. You're welcome to contact others and get their perspective as well. I hope you found the video informative. Jazakallah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.